Little chill in the air reminds us that, yeah, it is fall around here. Also, it is Thursday, which means a time for a visit with Sheree Clark and Fork in the Road. And she reminds you all the time you should eat seasonally. So since we're talking seasonally, we're talking apples, Jackie.
We've learned from some of our favorites from Farmers Market and Iowa Orchard that this is prime apple season. And I tell you what, the Honeycrisp right now are amazing. So get out there, go to your local favorite, get some apples. But what are we going to do with them besides just chomping on in?
Well, you know what? Let's start with chomping on them because there's nothing better to me. And I had mentioned to you I've got some travel coming up later this week. And so one of the things that I really like to do when I travel, because you know if you get stuck in an airport and you're hungry, then you get hangry. So you got to do something. So this is going to be my to-go this week. I'm going to take a fresh, wonderful apple and then a little package of nut butter, and I'm good to go.
Yeah. So we've learned from you, and I'm 100% in. I love having my little packets. If you need a boost throughout the day, something healthy option.
Exactly, and it's going to give some good stick to your ribs and all that type of thing. One of the things that I like to do when I'm home is this little device.
They might not let you take that on the plane.
No, I'm not going to be taking this on the plane.
A weapon.
Yeah, exactly. But these are fabulous, and they're really easy to use. If you haven't got one of these, you just slip it over the top and you slide it on down, and then you cut it into the little pieces, and it's just great for that. Mine. So once you get done eating just the plain apple, then let's talk about how we can change things up. Now, you know that I don't cook my food.
Right.
And most people, when they make apple pie, you think of it cooking in the oven and that type of thing. I made you an apple pie today that's not cooked. Yes, I did. It's in the little round bowl. It's a little private, your own private apple pie.
Okay, so this is it
first
here.
of all, this smells amazing. It smells like an apple pie would smell.
It most definitely does.
Yes, exactly. So here's the ticket. Part of the reason why we love apple pie and pumpkin pie are the spices that are used.
True.
So the trick is to get the consistency the right way and then use the correct spices, and then it's all good. So I made this for you last night. There's nothing fresher. It's all wonderful. So the ingredients are apples, some apple pie spice, some cinnamon, a little bit of lemon juice, and some dates to sweeten it up. And then, I put in some raisins too. Just
I was going to say, I thought I smelled raisins and saw some raisins in there too. Now, you also have a crust. It looks like, I'm not sure if you can see that at the bottom. She created a crust in this little glass bowl, this little glass pie tin.
And the crust is only 2 ingredients, and I wanted to do a nut-free crust because a lot of times people have nut allergies, and we're coming up on holiday season. We've got to be thoughtful about what we're serving our guests and our friends. And so it is sunflower seeds and raisins are the 2 ingredients in the pie crust.
Yeah. So you get a little bit of moisture from the raisins to hold the sunflower seeds together.
Precisely, you got it. Yep, that's the science to it.
What's creating the thickness in here?
So the thickness is because I took the dates and one or two of the apples and put them together in the food processor and turned them into like a slurry. And then I mixed the slurry in with the chopped up apples. And that's what gives it that consistency, because when you bake the apple, because it starts to ooze and do other things with the other ingredients, and it makes it firm. So I replicated that in a raw fashion.
So that's the sauce.
That's the sauce.
This is everything fall in one little bite. It's
exactly.
This is really good.
And so easy. Now here's the other thing. You know, not only am I about fresh and healthy, I'm about easy, and I'm also about stretching things. So how can we do one thing and have it do double duty?
Okay.
So in the small dish in front of you, I've created basically a breakfast for you. So you'll remember a couple weeks ago I brought in some yogurt when we were talking about fermenting things.
Correct.
I made homemade coconut yogurt. So if that's the bottom piece, and then we take some of the pie filling without the crust, put that on the top, then yummers, we've got a little
That's
fancy,
a Fork in the Road trademark slogan, yummers, just so you know.
How cute is that?
Isn't that great?
That's wonderful.
So you could do any number of things. So remember that the pie filling can be used for any number of things, and it goes great with a coconut.
That is
now,
really
last time you joined us and you made the yogurt, you put a little honey in there to add a little sweetness. Did you do that as well with this, or are you letting the apples be
We're letting the apples be the sweetness.
The sweetness of the apples just jumps right out at you.
Yes, exactly.
That is really good too.
Now, if you wanted to sweeten it, you could. And what I would do is I'd drizzle a little honey in the bottom of the dish.
Okay.
So that you kind of
reach for it.
Exactly. Yes.
Smart. Oh, it's good.
So you're crescendo. Now everybody.
There's more?
Yeah, and I know you're looking at this and going, how did she make the apples turn orange?
It looks like carrot juice.
It is carrot juice. And one of the things that I really, I'm into juicing, and people really juice a lot in the summer months when fruits and vegetables are more abundant, and now we're coming into the fall season, so root vegetables like carrots and apples are coming down in price. So let's think about changing our juices to reflect the season.
Okay.
So this season, it would be a good time to do a carrot apple blend with a tiny hint of ginger just to kind of give it some pop. And to make Lou happy because he's a ginger guy.
Oh, I love ginger. Yes, and definitely. And the carrots, you're right. I did notice that last week going shopping. Carrots are under $1 now for a pound of carrots. Which is
Let's talk about
well
apples
under.
for a second. Besides realizing that it's a better thing to pick up as a snack than a candy bar or anything like that, what is the benefit of enjoying an apple in our diet?
Well, in addition to, usually we think of vitamin C as being something that's abundant in oranges, but it's really also very abundant in an apple. But what yes, but
I don't know. So maybe an apple a day can keep a doctor away.
Exactly, but I think the real reason the apple a day can keep the doctor away is because the apples are so fiber filled that they help keep us regular. They keep our digestive system running the way that it's supposed to, and all of those things, it goes through the body quickly and easily. And don't forget, a big part of the nutrition of the apple is located in the skin. So if you can get an apple that you like the skin, and the other thing is different apples have so many different tastes.
Right.
We can go from Granny Smith on the tart end to, like you were saying, Honey Crisp
My
and
favorite,
Fuji and Delicious and Macintosh and oh my gosh.
And there's something about an apple that I'm not sure if folks are aware of. When we first started doing early morning radio and stuff, a radio person said, something, if you don't like drinking coffee, you don't like, maybe you get some jitters from coffee, eat an apple on your way into work. He says you'll be amazed how much it wakes you up.
Yes, it's a nice little lift. And the other thing that what I thought you were going to say was because people in broadcasting have to think about what they're putting on their throats. And so to me, this would be something that wouldn't cause some phlegm.
The phlegm buildup.
Right,
Or
exactly.
something like that. Since you do love juicing so much, are there specific apples, since there are such a
Good
wide
question.
variety,
Yes.
that you would recommend so that you're not being surprised by a very tart flavor, unless that's something that you enjoy?
The least sweet is going to be Granny Smith. And then what I do when I go into the produce department is I ask the produce people. I tell them what I'm going to do with my apples and ask them to make me recommendations. Seriously, I go to the experts.
Okay.
I figure, you know what, I can't memorize everything. And so I'll go in and I'll say, hey, I'm going to be making an apple pie. What do you recommend? Hey, I'm going to be doing this or whatever. So try that. The other thing is, remember that the apple that you use will change the flavor of the dish, as you've alluded to.
Right.
So it changes the juice, it'll change everything. So you're smart to think
Yeah,
about
this combination with the carrots and the apples and the ginger, that is awesome.
So for example, what apple did you use specifically for this?
I used a Fuji.
A Fuji. Okay.
Yep,
there
and
you go.
a regular carrot. Another thing that would be nice with that, if you're going to have this juice around a little while, because let's say you make it in the morning and you're going to have it at lunch, a little bit of lime juice in there. One would be a nice flavor enhancer, and two will preserve it. Because
really?
when apples start to turn brown,
Right.
the way that we stop them from doing that is to add vitamin C or citrus juice. So that would be like lemon, lime juice, even orange juice also works.
Okay, so it doesn't start changing colors.
Correct. It doesn't change colors, and it also doesn't start to oxidize or degrade.
Okay.
So great ideas. Again,
Great
apple
advice this
prices are
morning.
coming down, carrot prices are coming down. Again, eat seasonally.
Yes, exactly.
That's
All
the
right.
whole idea.
Well, have fun on your trip and enjoy eating healthy, even on the go. And make sure you stay tuned for more great segments with Sheree Clark and Fork in the Road. If people want more details, since you are out and about so often, where should they go?
Go to fork-road.com or drop me an email at info@fork-road.com.
There we go. Wonderful. It is 19 minutes past 9 o'clock right now, and when